Here we have a math problem in algebra 2. Okay, let's go to the question. Xy positive 2y equals to 2, 1 over x positive to the whole square positive 1 over x positive to negative 6 equals to 0. If x comma y is a solution to the system of equations above, what is the possible value of y? Okay, the question says x comma y is a solution to the given system of equations. So now what we have to do is we have to solve the given system for the value of y. Once we get the value of y, we have to get the value of absolute value of y. Okay, now let me take the first equation in the given system, that is xy positive 2y equals to 2. Okay, here I find y in both the terms in the expression on the left side of this equation. So we can factor y out. If y is factored, we get x positive 2 inside the parenthesis. On the right side, we can write this 2 as it is. Okay, now let me divide both sides of this equation by 2 times x positive 2. Okay, let me do it. 2 times x positive 2. Okay, here this x positive will cancel. Here 2 goes into 2 one times and 2 goes into 2 one times. We get y over 2 on the left side. On the right side, we get 1 over x positive 2. Here we got the stuff y over 2 is equal to 1 over x positive 2. Now what we can do is we can plug in this stuff y over 2 for this 1 over x positive 2 in the second equation over here and here. Okay, now let me take the second equation. That is 1 over x positive 2 the whole square positive 1 over x positive 2 negative 6 equals to 0. Okay, so here we can plug in this y over 2 for this 1 over x positive 2. Then we get y over 2 the whole square positive y over 2 negative 6 equals to 0. Okay, here we have the exponent for the fraction y over 2. Whenever we have an exponent for a fraction, the exponent can be taken separately for numerator and denominator. Then when we take this exponent 2 for this numerator y, I'm getting y square. When I take this exponent 2 for this denominator, it's 2 square. The value of 2 square is 4 positive y over 2 negative 6 equals to 0. Okay, here in this equation, we have to solve for y. For that, we have to get rid of the denominators of 4 and 2. What is the least common multiple of these two denominators, 4 and 2? That is 4. When I multiply both sides of this equation by 4, I'll be able to get rid of these two denominators. Then the fractions will be no more, and I can solve for y in this equation easily. Okay, now let me multiply both sides of this equation by 4. Then I'm getting 4 times y square over 4 positive y over 2 negative 6 equals to 4 times 0. Okay, now we can distribute this 4 to the each term inside the parenthesis over here. That is, when I distribute this 4 to this y square over 4, I'm getting 4 times y square over 4. Then we get 4 times y over 2 negative 4 times 6. Here on the right side, when I multiply this 0 by 4, I'm still getting 0. Okay, here this 4 will cancel out. Here 2 goes into 2 one times and 2 goes into 4 2 times. Then we get y square positive 2y negative 24 equals to 0. So here 2 times y is 2y and 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, now we have a quadratic equation in the variable y, and also this quadratic equation is in standard form. Okay, I think we can try to solve this quadratic equation by factoring. For that, we have to multiply the constant term negative 24 over here by the coefficient of y square. So here the coefficient of y square is 1. When I multiply this negative 24 by this 1, I'm still getting negative 24. Now I have to get two factors over here so that the product of these two factors equals to negative 24, and the sum of these two factors equals to the coefficient of y, that is positive 2. I think positive 6 and negative 4 will work. When I multiply positive 6 and negative 4, I'm getting negative 24. When I add positive 6 and negative 4, I'm getting positive 2, which is a coefficient of y. Further, we have to divide both these factors by the coefficient of y square, that is 1. Let me divide it by 1. Even when I divide positive 6 and negative 4 by 1, I'm getting positive 6 and here negative 4. Okay, now to get the two values of y in this quadratic equation, I have to change the sign of each of these two factors. Okay, here the first factor is positive 6. When I change this positive sign, I am getting negative 6. That's the first value of y. Now to get the second value of y, I have to change the sign of the second factor. It's already negative. When I change the sign, I'm getting positive 4. Okay, here I got two values for y in the given system, but our aim is to get the value of absolute value of y. For that, we have to take absolute sign on both sides of this equation and this equation as well. So let me do it. That is absolute value of y equals to absolute value of negative 6 and absolute value of y equals to, we know that absolute value is always equal to a positive value. So absolute value of negative 6 is a positive 6. Now let me do the same thing for this equation. That is absolute value of y equals to absolute value of 4 absolute value of y equals to absolute value of 4 is a positive 4. Okay, we have to find a possible value of absolute value of y. So therefore, a possible value of absolute value of y is either 6 or 4.